Anyway, time to move on to the Nerd News Network.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you, Hori. That first point, I'm too tired. We're just going to cut it out because there's a lot of stuff to cover in that.
Fair.
We'll either not discuss it or discuss it next week when more
Yeah.
of that drama is fueled a little bit, I think.
Okay. So
Vision
season 2.
is
Yes.
coming on May the 4th. I love it. I
Of
love
course.
that the Star Wars content team always drops something on May the 4th.
Yeah. They
It
love
makes
to
that
do it.
day so much more special.
They've like fully embraced it, and I love it.
They know it is like a nerd holiday, and they're like, shit, bro, have some new Star Wars content.
But yeah, we got the studios announced. So season 1 of Visions was all anime studios, all traditional, like actual anime studios.
And they were all phenomenal episodes.
They really were. Season 2, they've announced the studios, and quick run over the list. Yes. There's no repeats, so this is complete new set of studios.
Which I really like.
Yeah. And do you know what my initial reaction to that was? Have you watched Love, Death and Robots on Netflix?
I watched like the first 2 episodes, I think.
Okay, so the Love, Death and Robots was started by a VFX animation studio, and they came up with the idea of like each episode is essentially a short, and like one of those animated shorts that we used to get years ago, like all the time.
Yeah.
And basically just went to each studio and be like, this is kind of the story idea we were going for. We think you'd be great to like. So each studio gets to put their style on it. That's what Love, Death and Robots is. It's just a bunch of short stories, all done by studios in different styles to essentially showcase that industry and what they're capable of. This is now giving me big Love, Death and Robot vibes in this way of Star Wars is like, wait, Visions was a really big success and everyone loved seeing Star Wars and all these styles. People are loving Love, Death and Robots and getting to see all these different like studio styles. Why don't we just do that with the Star Wars universe and give it to as many different studios as we can and like let them run wild with it? And we get to showcase all these amazing VFX and animation studios.
100%.
So I ran through them all.
Yeah.
We got Cartoon Saloon, who looking at their stuff is typical animated cartoon style. I think that'll be very cool. Punk Robot look like they do a lot of potentially stop motion stuff in there.
Oh, okay. Stop motion Star Wars lightsaber fights could be fucking insane.
You've got Mir Studio, MIR. They're Korean based, an anime studio. So Korean anime. That should be really cool. Another one back in the anime style. I'm so down for.
Yeah.
Then we've got the big name, Aardman. Everyone will know from the creators of Wallace and Gromit. So that's again going to be stop motion.
It's like claymation.
Yeah, claymations.
I know they're going to take it seriously and not just make it a Wallace and Gromit joke, but I really want someone to have like a cheese-colored lightsaber.
There's gonna be some little hint in there, and I think they'll be okay with that.
It'll be like an Easter egg in the background of the scene instead of being in your face.
But I'm loving this, like that we're getting cartoon, stop motion, anime, claymation. You've got Triggerfish and obviously Aardman is UK based. Obviously Mir was Korean. The other two I'm not so sure. Triggerfish is South African.
Cartoon Saloon, I'm pretty sure, is Kilmarnock Island.
Oh, okay. Triggerfish is a South African based like 3D animation, like your typical 3D animation. You've got Dart, which is a Japanese anime studio. So we're gonna get Korean anime style and Japanese anime style. So we've got a couple of anime ones still in there. La Cachette is Paris based. They have a very like hand-drawn style, and they've done an episode of Love, Death and Robots.
Oh, okay.
So they understand that kind of premise of one-off sort of in your style. So I think they'll have fun with it. You've got 88, which is an Indian-based studio. They've done some stuff with DreamWorks. So if you think DreamWorks style,
okay, I'm down for that.
Yeah, DreamWorks style Star Wars, I think will be very cool. And then you got El Guri.
Shrek Sith.
I couldn't find much on El Guri. They seem their website, whether they're
card.
Yeah, they're the wild card. Whether the website wasn't working or not, I'm not sure. But all of them from all over the world, lots of different places of the world, Seems like they've really gone, you know what, we're going to find studios like globally and showcase talents from everywhere, and also showcase as many different styles this time around, um, which I'm super excited for. I think Aardman's the one I'm most excited for. It's going to just be really cool.
It's going to be quite weird to see what is known to a lot of people as the Wallace and Gromit style
Yes.
for Star Wars. I think it's going to be awesome, but it's going to take a second to go, oh, this feels weird.
This
But
isn't
that's what Vision should be.
yeah,
Challenging that perception of how you view the Star Wars universe.
100%. And I'm all for Visions turning into like a Love, Death and Robot style thing where they do a season, it's like every time it's a different studio, and it's allowing these people to do non-canon. It's not canon, so there's no worry there. They can do whatever they want.
You
Just as
can
long
do
as it's
your silly light umbrella lightsaber
yes.
thing.
Like there's
Yeah.
gonna be some really creative stuff and story-wise come out of this, and it just, on top of all the good Star Wars stuff we're gonna like, it's just another thing that like is actually a really great thing they've decided to start doing. So
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
all for more of this.
Yep. Next up, Hulu show Hitmonkey, that was a Marvel show. It's getting a second season,
Mm,
but it's no longer under the Marvel umbrella.
interesting.
So I get the feeling Marvel have gone, we don't want a second season of that. And Hulu have gone, do you care if we still do a second season? And they're like, yeah, but we're not footing the bill. And they're like, sweet, well, we're not putting your name on it then.
Fair.
That's the only thing that really makes sense to me. I did watch the first couple of episodes because anything that's on Hulu, I think, is on Disney Plus over here. Because
Okay.
Hitmonkey was definitely on Disney Plus. That's how I watched it.
Yeah.
I don't know if everything Hulu's on Disney Plus in the UK,
Some of it is yeah.
or if they've sold Hulu stuff to other sites that what's left is on Disney Plus.
I get you.
Because Hulu is owned by Disney.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just an interesting bit of news that I don't think I've ever seen something that comes under a brand's banner just get a second season, but no longer be that brand's anymore.
I wonder if it was like under the Marvel banner, but like because they weren't sure, and it's like, well, it's technically under Marvel, so we'll just put Marvel on it, but it's not connected. And now they're having this issue of like, there's so many shows they're bringing out, they don't want shows that aren't part of the MCU getting confused and mixed in. So like, well, we don't want it anymore, or like, sure, go make it, but it can't be under the Marvel. It might even have been like Marvel was like, sure, make a second season, but this is no longer part of Marvel. Like, it's its own thing if you want it to be.
Yeah. Next, Hori, do you think you've got 3 more years of this podcast in you?
I'm honestly, I don't know if I've got 3 more years in me. No.
Because 2025 is going to be fucking wild. Listen to this.
Yeah,
we've got an Avengers film.
Yep.
The new Superman, Batman Part 2, Fantastic Four, Star Wars, and a sequel to the recent horror film mega success Megan, as well as 2 more untitled Marvel movies that are on the schedule for 2025, with one of the favourites for them being the next Spider-Man film.
That is wild.
Yeah. Batman, Superman, Avengers, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man all in the space of a year. This is forgetting the fact that we might have another season of Rings of Power by then.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck knows what might be going on with the Vox Machina and other Critical Role shows by then. We might literally just be sitting here recording a podcast 24/7. 3-hour episodes. Yeah, we just log on in the morning, we hit go live on the cutscene channel, and just as more shit gets released, we just do live watch parties.
It's 2025 is going to be a wild year.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like some of those are going to get pushed back. Like there's no way.
There will be a couple of them. So we need to remember that Superman and Batman are very likely to get delayed.
Yeah. But it is
because
Batman that's Matt Reeves, so...
Yeah, but they've given firm dates on them to nearly 3 years in advance.
True. I think Batman... Well, no. I actually think Superman is the most likely to actually be that year.
100%. That's most likely to not get moved at all. Batman is more likely to just fall back a little bit.
Yeah.
And then 2 untitled Marvel movies are likely to move as well, potentially.
Yeah.
But if that does stay that stacked, we
Yeah.
need
It's
a
a hell of a
sponsorship
year.
from a cinema soon.
That's on hell of a year of content. It really is.
100%. And that's before you even consider TV shows.
Yes. That's
That
true.
is purely arse in cinema watching stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, if Cineworld doesn't go bust by then, it might be time to invest in a unlimited card.
Just buy our own.
Oh, I don't. I would love to own a cinema so much. I've got this really weird niche dream of like through other means owning enough money, having enough money where I could run a cinema
On a
at a
loss.
tiny loss and it
don't
not matter.
Yeah, I go.
So that I can just create the nicest cinema experience. Reasonably priced popcorn, well paid staff, and the films that we play are just the films that I care about seeing, and we just sell tickets. And if people turn up, they turn up.
So no Avatar 5.
No Avatar 5. No Avatar 5. No Fast and Furious 23.
Whoa, they're stopping at 12.
I don't believe them.
I do.
I don't.
They'll
Anyway.
stop at 12 and then they'll do a spin-off.
Oh, yeah, valid.
Superhero Showdown. Yes. Finally.
Lex versus Killer Croc. I was so proud of myself because I went and came up with the advantage early.
Yes.
Hori, please tell me we are still recording.
We are still recording.
Okay, good.
I nearly was going to make a joke.
I did know.
And I thought, no, I don't want to because Conor might cry.
Should break down. Just fucking headset. Get put in a rage compilation.